All right, muchacho, money shots up, action.
So I'm gonna do a bunch of the stunts in the movie whenever I can and whenever they are gonna show that it's me driving.
You can get better. I didn't say it's perfect. That's a good 180.
Also so that I look comfortable behind the wheel when we're doing the stuff that isn't actually me driving.
The more he understands about what it takes to make a car perform, the better able he'll be equipped to make Baby a more believable character. Someone who really knows what he's doing, who looks natural, who not only sounds the part, but looks the part too. Good. If you were a lesser person, I'd give it to you, but I expect more from you, Ansel.
Oh. We're out here in sunny Rosamond in the middle of the desert. Working with Darren Prescott and Jeremy Fry, a great stunt coordinator and great stunt driver. Jeremy and Darren train up actors to be able to do some of their own driving. Jeremy would do some of the more intricate, kind of dangerous stuff in wide shots, but it's highly possible for actors to do a lot of their own stunts. Keanu Reeves did it in John Wick, Ryan Gosling did it in Drive, and we feel pretty confident that Ansel's going to pull it off as well.
Good job, buddy. Good job. Good job. Hey, there it is. Wow. Yeah, dude. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Another one just like that. Same side.
All my friends are so jealous right now. You know, they're like, oh, what are you doing now? I was like, I'm going to LA to learn how to stunt drive. And they're like, what? That's so unfair. You're going to be so good at driving for the rest of your life. Like the perks, you know what I mean?
So you think that this your destiny to get the best of me, but I suggest to be quiet, but don't even try for this.
Still pretty good. Just a kid. First day. Maybe too good. I might not have much to do. After mastering some of the rudimentary skills, he's now moving up to some 90s. And I have no doubt that this is how he's gonna start parking his car whenever he goes to the grocery store. Probably get a lot of tickets and lose his license, but at least he'll do it in style, right? Hey! The basic stuff lets you slide a car right into a camera, up to an actor, up to another vehicle, 90s, 180s, whatever you're looking for. And Ansel nailed it. He is really picking this stuff up fast.
I like going fast and, you know, learning the combination. When you do the 180, it's a combination of you do this, you press that, and then you should do the 180.
There you go. All right. Awesome. Let's do another one just like that, buddy, okay?
Yeah, that one felt good.
Ansel's character is supposed to be super cool, super good, which means confident and skilled and experienced. And a lot of that is conveyed in just body language and how he holds himself. So it's one of the things that I'm pointing out to him as he's going. I say, hey, look, you did really good, but you didn't look very comfortable. So do it again, but this time, more relaxed, get your shoulders back in the seat, that kind of thing. We're just gonna rehearse the shot where you've just stolen the car, you're gonna do a burnout around the two guys you just stole it from and take off the other way. Now that he's felt it for so many times now, it can come more naturally when he's sitting in either the biscuit rig where he's not actually driving, or when he's really driving, he can make it look believable because he's actually done it and knows what he's supposed to do.
Not a chauffeur.
Edgar wants this to be as real as possible and see the actors as much as possible. Part of the difficulty is we want to do stuff that's super cool, that's really at a high level, that hasn't been done before, and you can't expect someone who is a professional actor to be able to, even after a couple of days of training, jump into a car and be able to execute. We are able to create beats within the moments that we can plug them in, and not just to see a pretty face, but do something really cool to actually show them.
It's been really fun driving with Jeremy.
Nice job, nice job.
He's amazing. He's like an incredible driver. But at the same time as it being fun, it can be really frustrating at times. It's like learning anything new. I want to be able to do some of those stunts, but only if I'm incredible.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. All right, kids, I gotta give you money for that. I guess it can't get much better.
The very first germ of the idea was, how could I do an action movie that's completely driven by music? The music is the motivating factor in the movie.
It's your boy, right? It's the one who say listen to the music all the time?
There's lots of movies that I've grown up with and directors that I love, like Scorsese or Tarantino, who use music beautifully. And I thought, how can I do this so that it goes beyond just score, that this character is actually choosing the music?
The whole film is set to Baby's, the soundtrack of his life, his music. He's got tinnitus.
Tina what? He had an accident when he was a kid. He's still got a hum on the drum. Plays music to drown it out.
So you're with him listening to his iPod and you're seeing the world to his beat.
Music as the solution of to listen to music to drown out the wine has become a security blanket and then a full-blown obsession. So now it's to the point where this thing that was once a salve is something that he cannot live without.
So, what are you listening to?
Music. Edgar wanted me to be very familiar with the music because it's Baby's music. And it's the music that Baby has put together because when you steal cars, you also get iPods and sunglasses. So his music's all put together in a very eclectic way.
Egyptian reggae.
What's it matter to you? The choice of music really goes to show Edgar's creative mind, I think. You really get an insight to Edgar's brain and the way he thinks and what he listens to get inspired.
Find something funky on there.
When I'm writing, I have to have the right music playing. And I have to have exactly the right kind of tempo to sort of keep me, like, working. I put Hotel California in there. I put that in for Jamie because we were talking about Hex songs and he said. So I like this idea of like music changing the mood of a person. Music is like oxygen to him and he cannot do without it.
What's with the earbuds? Recording this or something?
It's just his music.
Yeah, he's loony. He's just like his tunes.
I don't think I've ever seen something like this on film. It really has this stylized, kind of old school vibe to it. You know, it has really that Pulp Fiction kind of energy, but in Edgar's world, which is you're inside someone's brain and head and seeing it through Baby's eyes, but at the same time you have the outer experience of it. So it's just such a mind-blowing creative project.
Playback.
It's taking the notion of a music video and using it as a storytelling tool because he does entire sequences that are choreographed through music. So I think in a way the bank robbery sequences are like a dance. Edgar is so clear in the storytelling and in the rhythms and how the music changes. It ends up almost like another character.
Oh, fuck.
We edited on set a lot of the time because that could really keep everything in check in terms of is it fitting the music.
I think you're right, Roberta. That's the cut point, Joe.
And so we'd shoot a couple of scenes and I'd say to Paul, I'd say, does it work? And he goes, yeah, that's good. That last one was good. It's like, okay, great, we got that. Like, it's very precise and complicated, but that's really the whole point of the movie.
And action!
What did you do, baby? What the fuck did you do?
It's got this kind of almost hyper-real sensibility, the way that the music syncs up with the action and the way that the whole thing becomes, in many ways, kind of a musical. It's very interesting, and I don't think it's really ever been done in a narrative feature before.
What you ladies listen to? Queen. Streisand now, Queen. The fuck, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna belt out show tunes on the way to the job?
I really wanted to be a part of the script because of the music, and we know how unique Edgar thinks. And to be in that point of view from Baby and to get into his mind, it's very, very special.
And what's interesting is that, and I don't know if he did this on purpose, but all of the cast members are musically inclined as well. They all sing and all have rhythm, so it's really cool.
You have Jamie singing in between takes, and you have, you know, Flea like, air guitaring the bass, you know, and I'm drumming my legs trying to be a part of the group, you know. It's surreal.
I thought it would be a fun thing to have musicians in the movie because it's such a music-driven movie. Flea is in the movie, Paul Williams, Big Boy and Killer Mike make a very brief appearance in a restaurant talking to Kevin. Sky Ferrara plays Baby's mom and also sings in the movie. John Spencer, who sings the opening song, is in the movie right at the very end. That was a fun thing to do, is to cast kind of musicians in it.
It was wacko, dude. Yeah, it was fun. Man. Music is kind of the most important thing in my life, you know. Music is always a huge part of film, but this is in a much different way, and in a more popular culture kind of way too, which is interesting and exciting.
I know that one of the things I like to do with a really good film is, you know, turn off the sound and just watch the performances. But I don't think you could turn the sound off in Baby Driver. I don't think it would quite work as well without the music.
B-A-B-Y baby.
Baby Driver is a movie that I've had in my brain for maybe more than 20 years now. It started with me listening to a song. And I remember listening to that song a lot when I was like 21 years old and thinking, this would make a great car chase. In the subsequent years, I sort of chewed on what exactly that movie was. And then it started to turn into a story of a young driver.
Oh, like a chauffeur. You drive around important people.
I guess I do.
And then I started to build the film around this character.
Baby, you with us?
The thing about Edgar's filmmaking is he assumes an intelligence in the viewer. And he believes that the audience will be able to step back from the drama and watch it as an art form as well.
A lot of films just aren't really that invested in a unique, specific viewpoint. It's much more about go from set piece to set piece to set piece and then, you know, sell toys at the end of it. So for me, as a person who really likes cinema, it's really, really nice to see that vision be rewarded with more opportunities to make movies.
3, 2, 1, go.
The idea of doing an action film and a car chase film that's like set to music is literally like a dream movie for me.
He's such a unique filmmaker. It's not just about style, but it's about his perspective. And I also think that music plays such an important role. I would say it's almost a character in his films.
I make music out of the words, songs, mixes. It's just something I do.
That's one fucking dumbass excuse.
I like the idea of like a film driven by music that is about a character who is entirely motivated and sometimes possessed by music.
If we had some real music like that, I'd have no problem grooving.
What?
Instead of this Edgar Wright music, it's like just a rock and roll. We need some fucking like...
Some other... 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's be slow, baby. 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 Slow. Slow, baby.
That's so cool.
Well before I started, Edgar had been doing animatics and storyboards. This had been an ongoing project for him for a long time.
Myself and 3 different storyboard artists started drawing the car chase sequences. That was before it was even with a studio. was we started plotting it out to sort of see how long these sequences would be and whether what I had written actually kind of fit the song. And those animatics are pretty close to the finished movie. Get a room.
It's amazing to see Edgar's clear vision, and it's amazing to see it transform, and you know, suddenly it's not just a pencil-drawn character, it's actually, you know, John Hamm or, you know, Ansel doing the moments, and it's really, really cool.
Hey, lovebirds. I was hoping I would catch you too. And here you are.
Let's get ready to go again.
Yeah, reloading.
A lot of directors would just go for coverage. It's just like, let's hose this scene down. Let's shoot with 7 cameras. There'll be millions and millions of feet of film. And then you find it in the edit. Well, with this is actually, and this is also something in terms of like getting the maximum bang for your buck. It's like, well, we know how many shots we need for this sequence.
I definitely think that every bit of action we shoot for a reason. Every line is said for a reason. He's not over worried about, oh, what he really said, is that realistic, is that this, is that? He's like, no, I'm just trying to tell a story.
Leave a beat before going tap tap, you know? It's cool. Yeah. It works. I like it.
It's really beautiful to see him function in a working environment, realizing his vision and going for it, and he really knows what he wants. And so that's exciting to help and to be just on a cool team doing it. Why is he listening to music all the time, Doc? He's got mental problems?
No. Edgar's musical style affects the locations that he picks and the edits that he already has in his head, and he's had in his head for years. It takes a while to kind of understand that. Well, then once you kind of realize what's going on, you get into his, you know, head, then it really helps you.
Baby, we need to get out of here.
You know, it's always a funny thing when you say to the locations guy saying, do you think we could have a car come down there and go through these trees? And he's like, let me check. So usually those become like the big ask.
He knows every single detail about the film and what he wants. And being around so many efficient and professional people, you always learn so much.
The first thing that happens is it goes on the iPod, the tick, 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 play, and then I start walking as soon as it starts.
Edgar, you know, gets what he needs to make sure everything, you know, makes sense. And that's a testament to a great director who really knows exactly what he wants and has his editor there on the set, you know, cutting at the same time, so it's really great.
You sign on to something like this because you believe in the director. This movie exists in Edgar's head and Edgar's heart, you know, and he's gonna bring it from his head and his heart onto the movie screen. So I dig that. I'm excited to see what he comes up with.
You know, he's one of those directors who seems to have every frame of the film in his head. You have to quite often rehearse with the music track so that you rhythmically are doing exactly what he wants to have happen, both in terms of on camera but then in cuts.
One of the earliest conversations that Edgar and I had was you're almost thinking about how the costume and how the character outlive the actor in terms of the aesthetic. So as much as I'm designing for John Hamm and Asa and the amazing cast that we have, I'm designing for who Edgar created.
A lot of people are being challenged for things that are very almost subliminal. You can watch this film, you know, a dozen times, and each time you'll pick out something new or some intricacy that's you know, innate in an Edgar Wright film.
Bandanas and sunglasses. They pulled guns and ordered everybody to the floor. They cleaned out the registers and hear this. They even swiped coins from some of the customers.
It's such a collaborative effort, and we've all been able to get together with him and design these pieces, and it'd be a two-way street where we put up ideas, he puts up ideas, and we just constantly mold them until we get the vision he's looking for.
Well, sir, expect the lady at my side.
The way that Edgar works is unique and very special. He's such a brilliant, visual, complex director in so many ways. And I was just in awe with this project. It looks fabulous.
Woo! Yeah, musical.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He's operating on a level that very few directors are. It's such a specific way to tell a story, and it's so incredibly creative and interesting.
He's always here, you know, like he's the first one here and the last one to leave, no matter how many millions of units we've got going on at once. And, you know, it shows, you know, real passion. This is what he loves to do. He was meant to do it. And I've only seen that in the real greats, you know.
Yeah. Good. I hope audiences enjoy Baby Driver for the very same reasons that I made it, is that, like, I wanted to make an energetic, music-driven action film with characters that you love, you know, a wild ride into a side of life that we don't get to experience.
I just love smoking pigs. Bang!
It was always intended to be an ensemble movie in the sense that basically take this loner and sort of like put him in to a gang that he doesn't really want to be in.
One more job and I'm done.
One more job and we're straight.
It's a lot of people that obviously people have seen before, and we're all kind of playing a little bit against type in many ways. So it's exciting, I think, when you get all of those people together and you become more than just the sum of the parts.
Whenever someone asks me what I'm doing, and they say, oh yeah, what's that about? And I say, oh, it's about a getaway driver for bank robbers. Oh, who else is in it? And I'm just like, yeah. You know, Kevin Spacey, Jimmy Fox, John Hamm. People are like, whoa, that's a crazy ensemble.
I need 4 pairs of eyes and 3 sets of ears. Gather round.
Doc is a no-nonsense guy. He manages to bring these, in some cases over the top, sorry, Jamie Foxx, crazy characters together. A group of kind of sociopaths, psychopaths, nut jobs, and Baby.
Meet your new crew.
The dynamic between Baby and Doc is really interesting because he's not just like a crime boss. He's human, and he knows that there's this really sweet, nice kid that he's taking advantage of, and he probably feels a little bad about it. But at the same time, this kid is making him tons of money. Because of that, I think Doc, he makes sacrifices for Baby that you wouldn't expect him to make.
Bananas! Run.
It's fun to watch Kevin being bad. You love him no matter how mean he is. And the character in the movie, Doc, sometimes he's of great support, and sometimes he's threatening his life.
He's a tough leader, but in the end, I think he ends up being actually not the bad guy you might have thought he was.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Bat's character is simple. I want to get money, you know, and I don't want to have to try to know anybody, know any friends or anything like that. Bats is like, if this is real, then there is a loose end. I'm gonna kill him so we don't have to worry about that. I'm trying to intimidate Baby, but I don't know that to him, he's actually like not bothered by that and something else.
It's funny because Bats is sort of Baby's worst enemy. He really likes to mess with Baby, but he sort of likes to mess with everyone around him. He likes to be feared. But Baby's not really too afraid of him. He just doesn't like him. He doesn't want to deal with him, and he doesn't like what he does.
So Bats' color was red, and that was based off of a lot of people you will see in Atlanta that we found incredibly inspiring.
It's your boy listens to the music all the time. Huh?
One of the best pieces I think that he wears is this playing card sweatshirt that says King. Bats thinks he's the king. So right when you meet him, you need to know that.
I'm the one with the mental problem in this crew. Position take.
When Jamie's in his gang in the middle, he dominates. He's the ringleader, and you're gonna do what he tells you to do. Then when you got Jamie and John together, there's like sort of immediately a frisson because they're both jostling for who's in power.
Buddy's backstory is that he was a very successful stockbroker, money manager, businessman, Wall Street guy who then, through a series of life crises, has found himself on the other side of the law, and using his sort of intelligence and charm and ability is able to kind of find success on the flip side.
Well, I had known John since I think 2008. So when I started writing this script, he was somebody that I had in mind. And in fact, he is the only person that I visualized when I was writing it who became the character.
John's character is interesting because Baby thinks that at least that's someone who's not against him, and he might stand up for Baby a little bit and say, hey, leave him alone. He does a good job. He's a good driver.
You never been a wheelman? Huh? You've never had a lucky song?
But Buddy is in love with Darling, and that's all he cares about. So when Baby gets on his bad side, Buddy's not happy.
He and his girlfriend, Darling, are living that thrilling, romantic, although inevitably doomed life of crime and all of the excitement that goes along with it, but also the danger.
I think the thing I like about Buddy is that it's like somebody you know gone very wrong. And I also like this idea of a criminal who's clearly in some kind of midlife crisis. So even though he's a career bank robber, you know as soon as you see him with Eiza Gonzalez, who is about 20 years his junior, you only need to see the two of them making out to say, oh, I know this story. Like, something's going on here.
As soon as I read the script, I was just like, I know this guy. Like, he wears jewelry, and he loves this younger girl who's probably picking out what he wears, or being like, you look so hot in that. There's a level of superficiality going on, and he's left this world where he's been really corporate and he's wearing only, you know, neckties and dress shirts, and now he's living this rock lifestyle of a criminal. He still looks amazing and cool because it's Jon Hamm, but at the same time it looks like Buddy is trying really hard to hang with his 25-year-old girlfriend.
Hi, there's a train back there, but I'm just gonna speak super loud.
I can hear you, Eiza, through the lines.
The first thing that I connected with Darling was that she's not scared of anything. I thought that I really connected with the part of her being in this codependent relationship with Buddy and how she lives and breathes through him.
She literally is wearing a lilac fur coat in a shootout. You think about types of films that Edgar's drawn to, and mobster films and crime films. You don't get to see that level of femininity among those men. And because Edgar wrote those characters for us, it's like a gift to be able to explore how feminine you can go in contrast to all of the other characters around them.
It almost, for like long portions of the movie, feels like a film about a workplace. These people are doing their job, and Baby's like the apprentice. He's obviously really good at what he does, but he's also on the fringes of the gang. I mean, he literally sits as far away from them as he can because he doesn't really want to be part of the group.
I was really trying to wrap my head around. I had this one friend who's obsessed with the idea of the working class and the poor people of the world really being fucked over by like a Masonic elite. And he's just like, fuck the world. And I was thinking, God, if I really thought that way a lot, what would stop me from just wanting to rob banks and kill anyone who got in my way? Because fuck the world. And that really like resonated with me. It's like something that, okay, that made sense to me. So that's what motivates Eddie No-Nos.
JD is a guy who thinks he's very, very smart. You know, the smartest guy in the room, but not the sharpest tool in the shed at all. And that really excited me because to play a bad guy is always more fun, in my point of view, and to play somebody who is completely confident in his smarts, but in reality, he is probably the clown of the group. Man, was that fun.
Griff, he's a pain in the ass. He's a tough guy to deal with. The only thing better than, you know, not dealing with him at all would be to have him on your side. You'd rather him on your side than against you. He's kind of the muscle. You're known by your reputation. These guys are by no means petty criminals.
This sort of wild world, you get to experience it through these characters. Some of whom you'll recognize, some of whom are the people that you absolutely would stay away from in real life. I just like the tension you get out of bringing these disparate characters together.
The characters were so clear from so early on that it wasn't about what the actors wanted. It wasn't about anything other than who Edgar wrote on the page. There's so many visual concepts that came together from the very beginning that are on screen, and that's a testament to how clear the characters were on paper.
Put your gas on the fucking gas! One more time.
In a film like this, which is a very dynamic film with, you know, intense action and very beautiful, placid, poignant parts, the characters have to be really dynamic, you know? And Edgar definitely chose a dynamic group.
Okay, come.
Finger guns.
How was that?
I'm excited to see me. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you go and you watch yourself and then you leave. No, I'm just kidding.
I've done scenes in movies before where you've had action choreographed to music. Shaun of the Dead has that scene with the Queen song. And I had so much fun doing that bit and it got such a great response. I thought Baby Driver should be all that. That should be the movie, is that it's all choreographed to music.
It was really quite funny because I read it and I went in, I met Edgar and said, you know, it's pretty aggressive. And Edgar's like, well, don't think about it as a car movie. Think about it more of a musical. And I'm like, I read the wrong script.
1, 2, 3, 4, go 5, 6, 7, 8, go.
It was an interesting challenge that everything had to happen to music. Oftentimes it's the other way around. They tailor the music to fit the action sequence. And in this case, it's the opposite.
The rain stops to music, people die to tempo, the gunfire is on the beat, and everything has to work all the time in every shot.
I remember I had to count cash and do it actually in the rhythm of the music. It wasn't that they added the music later to match what I was doing. I was already matching the music while we were shooting.
One more. Good. Same, exact same time.
Every time I tell this story, we're doing a bank robbery musical. People go, what? It's a modern musical, it's a postmodern musical. There's not singing and dancing in the street, but the world appears to respond to music because that's the only way the baby can see the world.
And 1, 2, 3, da, da, da. That's it.
We choreographed this movement that Baby does to different songs. It might be as simple as just some head movements and putting your sunglasses on and turning the steering wheel and turning the windshield wipers on in the car. It's sort of like fun kind of stuff. But it's all supposed to feel improvised, like a kid just dancing with no one watching.
Baby, oh baby, I love to call you baby. Baby, oh.
Most of the projects I work on aren't this subtle when it comes to movement and the marriage of music. And I thought it'd be a great opportunity to try something new and kind of get into Edgar's head, because in the script it didn't really say there was much dance in it.
Maybe try, a little grapevine this way, like the soft steps.
So through conversations that we've had, it kind of developed into what he envisioned and what I could bring to it.
He's really great at making organic, angsty movement choreography that comes from Baby really well.
Yeah, so you have 8 counts, take 1 pair off and put the next pair on.
All right.
The first day of shooting was, I think, the largest piece. It was a street scene where Baby would travel 3 blocks within the city at one take. So we had to choreograph pedestrians, cafe workers, children, dogs walking. So it's like this great play on reality where hopefully it looks like a realistic scene, but everything happens to be in time and in rhythm.
You don't want it to look like tricks. You want them to be drawn in emotionally, but there's also just a part of you that watches it as an art form, a construct. So a scene is done in one shot the way that one is. There's a part of you that goes, that was awesome.
Probably when you see it on screen, it'll seem very natural and it'll flow, but it takes a lot of people working as a team. If someone doesn't do something right, then everything goes to hell.
It's dance and stunts and it's firearms and it's dangerous and it's wild.
Trying to choreograph car chases to music was an awesome challenge. It looks like you're gonna make it through. Yep. Then this dude pulls out. We'd go out and measure the locations and lay them out in the parking lot at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, just because we had to know that this one turn takes 3 seconds in the animatic, but in real life on location it takes 10 seconds. So then we had to start adjusting the animatic because the song's not gonna get longer. That's how much time you have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We did this whole shootout that we call Tequila. When we did the action bits, we'd start off with music, and so you had the beat in your head, and so the actions were on specific beats, and it looks really cool.
I hate the noise. I hate the gunshots. It's like some people just really love it being on set. I don't like it at all.
When there are guns firing, nobody can hear anything. So it'd be a thing like Ryan going up to John Hamm and saying, this next bit is you going da 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 da. So then it's up to the actors to kind of like fit that rhythm.
Hopefully it'll come off looking easy. I think that's my job, you know, to make it look natural and pedestrian, and so far everyone's been great.
Tequila.
On this movie, we've closed 4 major highways and 40 major streets.
I always wanted it to be daylight chases because I thought it would be more exciting if the streets were busy with other traffic. The very nature of bank robberies that are that brazen is that they are in the day, because obviously bank opening hours.
People don't realize that there's gold in them there hills, and those that do don't have the stones to pull off a job so public in the hub of it.
Pick a bank that's right in the middle of the city, get onto the freeway, get on an off-ramp, switch cars, disappear.
I have to be honest, when we first started scouting, Edgar would say, I want to shut down an interstate. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, there's no way we're shutting down an interstate. And then we're pulling onto an interstate with 40 cars and an edge arm, and we're gonna 180 into oncoming traffic, going, this is awesome.
I guess more recently in the bigger sort of studio movies, it's more about sort of chaos and carnage. I tried to do something that was a little bit more character-based. It sort of becomes a film about the profession, and you see his little tricks of how to get out of things. I wanted people to watch the movie and really sort of feel the car chases like they're living vicariously through Ansel's character.
We went into prep and testing, and Sean would bring out a car carrier full of Subarus and Mercedes and Avalanches, and we'd break them. I mean, sometimes we'd break them in 5-10 minutes. And they'd get loaded back on the truck, and a team of mechanics would work all night to fix these cars and bring them back to us for us to break them again.
A lot of these cars were chosen by Edgar's research by these are the most commonly stolen cars in America. Now, the S550 is not a commonly stolen car, but it suited the character of Kevin Spacey.
Mercedes S550s don't like to drift, but we had this idea that he's drifting around Buddy in the parking garage like a shark circling its prey. Sean and his guys spent, I don't know how many hours undoing however many millions of dollars the Mercedes engineers have put into that car. And for Jeremy to be able to drift that through the parking garage where you have inches on each side of cement columns that we can't touch was amazing.
We want it to look like this could have been filmed in reality and it just happens to be seen through a baby's eyes.
I like doing the practical and then bridging any of those pieces with some visual effects. I feel it brings you into the space and you feel and take the ride that everybody's on instead of it being a computer-generated piece.
We've really tried to stay within the practicality of, doing things for real. And even the actors driving, we're trying to get Ansel to drive as much as he possibly can.
Today we had John Hamm out here. He has some driving to do, not tons, so they want to get him familiar with the car and in particular a couple shots that we're going to have him do.
I think I did all right. I guess I murdered some cones, unfortunately, but it is a lot of fun.
Awesome.
How was John Hamm? He's good, right?
Yeah, he's really good.
Is he better than me? I mean, you only have one right answer here.
We've We've been using the biscuit and the pod and things that are state-of-the-art tools to put the actors right into the action.
It's very real because you're really in a car that's really moving down a real road with other real cars, and you're not sitting behind a green screen or some other kind of movie magic.
We've had to build all sorts of rigs for the cameras and the cars.
Mark Byers and his team built this special effects rig that we can drive down the road at 50 miles an hour, and we hit a button.
1, go.
And it actually pits Baby's truck, and then Clay Fontenot, who's playing the Marine, drives them underneath a semi-truck. So they actually did it. We were rolling down a freeway at 45, 50 miles an hour, and they're getting thrown underneath a semi-truck.
At one of the bank heists, our cast ends up driving on the side of a wall. So we had to build a rig to put the cast in to give you the illusion that they're on the wall.
You see the little nuances of it. You see their bodies slide like they should, and it's amazing.
They also put together a pod car for us with the avalanche, where we did the escape from the armored car, and we put the actors in, and I drive out across a little knoll, get airborne in the pod car, land out into traffic, and take off from there. And so we're able to put the cast right into the middle of that piece of action and have it really be dynamic.
Soldier boy! He ain't giving up, huh?
You know, you're going 65, 70 miles an hour, playing with a shotgun, windows down. It's literally what you dream of as a kid, being an actor, and I got to do it for the first time today, and I'm still on a high.
Come on! I've done plenty of acting in my life, but I've never done an action type of film before. It's absolutely insane. Rocketing down the highway, swerving and squealing all over the place at 90 miles an hour with no seatbelt on. You know, it's intense, man.
How was that?
Fun, so fun.
Speeding down a highway in a car running away from the cops is pretty fun, especially when you know you're not going to get arrested.
Playback. And roll sound.
Action!
Baby Drive is all choreographed to music.
We're gonna 180 into oncoming traffic.
He's one of those directors who seems to have every frame of the film in his head.
Action! The gunfire is on the beat.
It's a lot of fun today.
Not a chauffeur.
All right, go for it. Look around to me. Walk to the door. Music.
You got two before the end there, that's it. That was great.
Baby, oh baby, I love to call you baby. Baby, oh baby, I love for you to call me baby. When you squeeze me real tight, you make wrong things right. And I can't stop loving you. And I won't stop calling you. I'm weak for you and can't help it. You know I really don't want to help it. B-A-B-Y, baby. B-A-B-Y, baby. Whenever the sun don't shine, you throw out the lifeline. Then I get real close to you, and your sweet kisses see me through. Baby, I'm yours, and I'll be yours until the stars fall from the sky. Yours until the rivers all run dry. In other words, until I
Run, 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 run.
Oh dear, where the fuck fuck have we here? These motherfuckers all throwing no rolls. You guys with a bad dream better not sleep. They can know those do some blow. Oh shit, what the hell have we done? It's alive and it's hungry as fuck. Better hide all the snacks at the door, but it's out of my control. You a shit out of luck. I don't wanna be unfair, but the pair we got beat that weak shit you got. Good spot with that new vibe. Who's right? The squad without new one. I don't wanna sound unkind, but the sounds I make are the sounds that I...
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy.
Let's go. Baby. Let's go. Baby.
Wow.
So what is it you do?
Young Mozart and a go-kart over there. That's my baby. Young Mozart and a go-kart over there. That's my baby. Young Mozart and a go-kart over there. That's my baby. Young Mozart and a go-kart over there. That's my baby.
I'm a driver. They call, I go. I'm a driver. They call, I go. I'm a driver. They call, I go. I'm a driver.
Baby. B-A-B-Y, baby.
The fabulous. Most groovy, baby. The fabulous. There it is. Wow.
B-A-B-Y, baby.
I'm looking at some of the country's finest thugs. And of course, young Mozart in a go-kart over there. People love great bank robbery stories. So let's give them something bold, shameless, and brazen as to talk about over their lattes.
That's some Oscar right there.
That's my baby. Baby driver. We are being descended upon by this entire city. I'm gonna need the best driver in the business. Baby, you with us?
Hey.
Damn right.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Baby. You want your money back? Chase me.
You tell him, baby.
Temperamental, sharp mental, departmental. What the? That's why I'm out of here, baby. You want your money back? Chase me. Chase me. Chase me.
Baby driver.
I'm out of here, baby.
Is this the place?
Yep, this is the place.
How long?
2-3 minutes max.
Could you be a bit more specific?
2.5 to 3 minutes.
You can call it 2:45.
2:45.
No, more. 2:54.
Okay, 2:54.
Then you got a watch.
I don't read too good. Okay, you got 2 minutes, 54 seconds from now.
Right in my head. I ain't got the blues no more, I said. Steps on more, I said. Pick me up, saying I got my duty, I ain't. Right in my head. I ain't got the blues no more, I said. Steps on more, I said. Pick me up, saying I got my duty, I ain't. Right in my head.
find that was more like 3 minutes.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy bell bottom. Bell bottom. Yeah! Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy bell bottom. Bell bottom. Yeah!
Shine down, a little people magic if you will.
Bananas.